Hey everyone, this is Vicky from Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for Capricorn for March 2021. I've already meditated on the cards. Please remember that this is a general reading. It might not resonate with you, so please take what does and just leave the rest. I'm going to be doing the element spread today. It's current situation, how you can flow with it through intellect and communication, the emotions that can come about from it, and the outcome and or how you can flow towards the outcome or through the outcome. I'm using the light SEER'S tarot deck today. I also like to pull a lot of clarifiers and oracle cards, so I do use a lot of cards. I just think it's fun. So, it's for Capricorn. As I was shuffling, you had the Six of Cups in that position too, and the Justice card in reverse at the bottom of the deck, which we will clarify in a second. I'm just going to pull some of these. It's interesting. I've been reading and looking up people's astrology monthly readings for the months of March, and Capricorn came up about creativity and learning, writing, singing, that kind of stuff. And the creation card came up at the bottom of the deck, which I thought resonates with what's going on with you this month. We'll clarify a little bit, but just wanted to share that just because of what I was listening to earlier on. I'm going to do one more round and then we'll get started. I like to use all of my favorite cards. And I never know which one to pick, so I just pick them all. So in the current situation right now, you have the Emperor in reverse. You have fruition and change, a season of life. And I'll show you these cards. And at the bottom of the deck, you have nature. Notice the harmony around you, which was very interesting because while I was meditating on your cards, I felt this sense of like finding harmony or like balance in your current situation or your life, or just maybe something specifically, but I felt like overall just finding balance and harmony and feeling good inside of your body, like internal visions and everything that comes internally, just feeling good about it and feeling in harmony with the flow and the direction that you're trying to take. So I love that. Okay. Oh, I forgot one more. I'm just going to pull Patience, which also came out while I was shuffling the cards. One more. Sorry, I got all into the bottom of the deck. Okay, cool. So with this change, I feel like a lot of this, first of all, the Emperor in reverse, which I'll do just so you can see what the actual picture is. But the Emperor is all about like having authority or leadership or being focused on something specifically. It could be work. It could be just your life in general. We'll clarify a little bit for an understanding of that. But in reverse, maybe there's just like something that you're needing somebody to take leadership and you just can't find that inner strength to be the leader right now or to have that focus. Or you're just trying to find ways to get into that space, that mindset. But I definitely feel like there's this sense of fruition, or you're trying to bring things to fruition here. It's just a matter of like changing something. The change card of season of life. It could be the seasons changing, so maybe you'll find more clarity. I've been saying this for everybody because a lot of people got this in their monthly readings for general readings. But just it could be the seasons changing, so you're maybe we'll start to feel a little bit better, start to get more inspired, may start to find more direction when the weather starts to feel better, depending on where you are in the world right now. Where I am, it's cold and snowy and I'm waiting for spring to come. But depending on that situation, it could be just the seasons changing, or maybe just change in general and accepting the flow of change and not try to force it or control it, kind of go basically like flowing with the sense of change, accepting it, letting go, that kind of stuff. And maybe that will cause you to have more focus. I'll clarify, but I'm just going to do the overall in the positions right now. So in how you can move through this with intellect and communication, you have the abundance card in reverse. You have the High Priestess in reverse. And then you have the wishes coming true, celebrate your success. So I think you should definitely keep focused. It's just a matter of maybe mindset. And I think this is a common theme across the board. I feel like I should have just done a general reading. I see this for every sign that I've done so far because it's all the same readings. Everybody has the same similar cards. So the High Priestess in reverse, I'll show you in the upright, is all about your intuition and the mystery of life. I don't know, just being very confident and stable in where you are right now, your intuition, like really connecting with yourself, feeling empowered. And because it's in the reverse, maybe there's like a little bit of stagnation or just not knowing where to begin. Not that it's not there, it's just like maybe this sense of like, how do I start this? That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from this. Or like maybe thinking like, I just don't feel like doing it and I'm never going to have it anyway. Just like the mindset, which is also a common theme because I think not everybody, but a lot of people are really suffering physically, emotionally, spiritually from what's been happening this year. And it's just kind of hard to bounce back if you're already in that lower state and feeling a little bit defeated. So it's just changing your mindset to me. And the abundance card, I don't normally read these in reverse, so I'm not going to, but it came in reverse. But I feel if it's just more like kind of going with that High Priestess energy of just like not feeling like you can attain what you want to attain or have abundance, or just not having the direction, not finding the direction, or holding on to something that's not allowing you to grasp that or to create it for yourself. So we'll see. But just know that like if you just change some of this stuff, the mindset or like your stinking thinking into more of like a positive affirmations and like really believing that you can attain this, I do think that you can get your treasure. It's this mermaid's going onto her treasure, but it's all about like your wishes are coming true if you can just believe that they are. And in how you move through this, or like the emotions that can come about it, is patience. Long road ahead, but reward awaits. I think that you have to put a little bit of work into this. I don't know. I think that you kind of started to blossom, and then maybe for some of you, there's like this, I don't know, like this, you just stopped in mid blossoming. Like you just were like, I don't know if you felt defeated or you felt down, maybe like fighting a little bit of depression or anxiety or like just deflated and kind of lost momentum in something. But I feel like you're kind of already blossoming. You were blossoming and it's in reverse. And the only thing that she doesn't have is her bow to play music, but she's just blossomed into this beautiful work of art. And she has the magic to do it. She just needs the bow, or she's just playing her music without it. You know, it's like finding this inner light with intuition and your inner peace to like create the music within, if that makes sense. And then you also have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So 10s are completion, reaching your goal, and maybe that's kind of what I'm sensing here. It's like you started something and then maybe there's just some blockage or like obstacles in your way not to be able to finish off what you started. Or maybe you just chose another direction and you don't know how to start. But that's kind of the energy. It's just a matter of having patience in the situation, or I don't know, we'll clarify. But the 10 of Wands to me is definitely like she's packing up and leaving her situation. But it's like moving on to another journey, with burdens, maybe bringing too much baggage with her. She has like everything with her. So maybe, and this is in reverse. So I think that maybe right now is a time to, if you haven't already, to like release some of the things that you're holding on to that are just weighing you down. Burdens, other people's burdens, too much stuff that you don't need anymore because you're a different person now than you were last year or 10 years ago. And maybe just kind of releasing that stuff will allow your blossoming to continue in a sense, but having patience in that process. And then in the outcome, or how you can move through this, is the 6 of Cups, which is maybe you're reminiscing or having this nostalgia of things that were old relationship. Maybe you're meeting your soulmate. Sixes are also overcoming obstacles and perseverance. This could be in a relationship. This could be your emotional stability. This could be being one with yourself or your intuition. Could be a relationship though, or just a relationship with yourself. So I think that's, we'll clarify. And the path card literally has come out for almost everyone. And the path is in reverse here. It's being like seeing what you want, like really thinking about what you want. And the universe is saying, hey, climb up this ladder right here and walk through it, and then you have what you've asked for. But either you're not seeing it and you're just kind of daydreaming and staying stuck where you are right now with this like half blossoming mode, or you're just having this nostalgic, you're kind of dreaming of what things were like and you're kind of stuck there, you know. And oh, it's interesting, I just saw it, relax and release, let go card, which totally makes sense because that's kind of where I'm going with this. It's about letting go of past. This could just be you being stuck with what's happening in the world and not being able to let go of the old way of living and afraid to change, to go with the change, you know. Or this could be like a love or a situation, or you just stuck in the past overall and not wanting to walk up that ladder to take a new path, you know, the right path that's for you, something new, exciting. Because I think you maybe possibly need to let go of some stuff that have been holding you back. I think it's more mindset of just accepting, you know, I love this card because it's letting go, but it's also like letting go is also planting new seeds for growth, because when you let go of something, you leave the space to create something new, to plant something new. It's like this bright new energy that you make space for. So it's this, you know, letting go with something, just relaxing and going with the flow, but also taking initiative to make the first step into this new path. You're planting seeds for the future because the universe is hearing you now that you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I've released like fear. I've released the past. I've released like all the things that have been holding me back. And the universe hears that and it's like, okay, you know, let's plant some new seeds for this person. So letting go, I think, is key for you to really move forward in this. And it seems like, I think there was another reading too that I forget who it was, that could be Pisces, I'm not sure, but they were basically at the end of the reading, they were starting the journey. This whole thing was about like releasing some stuff to actually start something new in the near future, which can be very new, near future. But let's pull some clarifiers, and then I also want to pull one of this is the White Witch Tarot, just the major arcana. I have to pull one for overall. And while I was shuffling with the Moonology cards, it said, what do you need to release? This to me seems what you need to release. Maybe thinking of the past a lot, living in the past, being stuck in the past, realizing that things aren't the same anymore, and maybe trying to create a relationship with the possibility of something new, something exciting, and not having that fear that of the unknown, or of that mystery. And another one was step out of your comfort zone, and that's all about stepping out of your comfort zone. So I thought they were appropriate. And in this deck, I think it's the Fox Universe Tarot, which I love. It was all about identity. So to me, this reading is it is all about your identity and where you stand, where you fit in the world, what you want to accomplish, who are you? You know, maybe you've had, and we had, I think at the bottom of one of these decks, either I showed you or we were shuffling, was the, I think I shuffled and it fell out, was the Tower in reverse. I forget where it was. But I think you're just like, you had this Tower moment. Could be just with what was going on in the world, but I think it's more personally with you, like you're shifting to something new now. Like there's something coming that, or has already started to come now. It's like finding acceptance, and you're finding your identity in the new. You know, who are you? Like, where are you going? What do you want to do now? What is the next step? Do you want to move? Do you want a new career? Do you want to retire? Do you want to, like, something big? You know, this is big. And the intuition card, which I normally pull at the end, is self-care cards, and the intuition card came out. So this is all about finding your intuition, guiding you to where you want to go to find this new identity. But through the process of emotions is releasing some of those burdens that don't serve you anymore. Like you're holding on to so many things, and maybe it's stuff from the past that's holding you back from seeing like the present moment, living in the present moment, and having like a brighter future with just feeling lighter. But let's see what the Major Arcana say. This is for Capricorn. The Fool. It's all about a new journey, and the Sun at the bottom of the deck. This is if this is something that you are willing to work towards, even just a little bit, I do think that this is a beautiful beginning for you in this next chapter in your life, whether it's retirement, whether it's having a new kid, whether it's a new job, career, whether it's a new, just a new, outlook on life. It doesn't have to be something specific. It'd just be like the way you carry yourself, feeling more confident, feeling more you, getting to know the true you. But the Fool card, I just love this card. It's, to me, this card specifically calls to me about your intuition and really taking a leap of faith. It's all about like self-belief, like who you believe, like your identity, basically. It's a new journey. And I totally think that this is what the reading is about. It's like taking this leap of faith, taking this new journey on finding your true identity of who you really want to live the rest of your life to be, or being. So I think it's really, really beautiful and a really awesome goal to be on. So let's pull some clarifiers and then get into this a little deeper so we can have a better understanding of what's up here. So Capricorn, March 2021, current situation. The Emperor in reverse, please. Right. The Passage. It is a rainbow on a boat. Thank you. Vulnerability. So yeah, definitely feeling vulnerable in a time of change and like stripping away who you thought you were and what you thought you were supposed to identify with. And there is something new coming for you. Maybe the fruition, what's coming to me now for some of you, maybe she has like a fruit basket on her head with a mask, and there's birds and bees and all sorts of stuff in it, and a nest basically. It's like, this could be all of the things that you thought you wanted your life to be, all these things that you're carrying in the mind and the heart, and some of them are probably really amazing to carry on with you, but maybe dropping some of the things that don't serve you anymore is to make your basket a little lighter. And I definitely think the Passage is I definitely think you're on to something new, something brighter, and it doesn't matter what direction you take if it's something that you're passionate about and going with your intuition. I think that no matter where you go on this boat is going to take you somewhere beautiful. So we'll clarify. And the vulnerability card, this is wearing your heart on your sleeve, basically, being very vulnerable for a time, maybe trusting in others to help you through something, listening to other people's how their journey was, maybe might help you with your journey. I don't know why that's coming out, but change, it can make you very vulnerable. So it's all about knowing that you are very powerful. The Emperor, he's a leader, and he's very focused, and he's very confident. He knows his stuff. He's very wise and a go-getter. And I think you are this person. I think you just need to find structure in finding this new identity to rebuild that, or not rebuild because you're already there, kind of like just adjust some things to make yourself, to put yourself back into that Emperor energy with the new structure of your identity that you want to be now. So it's not starting from scratch by any means. It's just regrouping, kind of putting things out there and like gathering them back up to work the way that you want to work and function now. So that's very cool. And I'll clarify with some other, I have this other deck that I like to use. I'll put I have all of these at the bottom in the description below if you're interested in the cards. Ooh, you're flying. Labor, lots of hard work, but yes, that to me, I don't know why, because it's the vulnerability is not about working together with a group, but I think that the worker bee, or the bee, is hard work. It's about work, putting the work in, but also working with a colony, working with tribes, working with your peeps, you know. Don't do it alone. If you need support, if you need your friends, if you need guidance, if you need advice, or like someone to articulate it to you in a way for understanding it in a different way, then that's what you need to do to do that. I'm glad that came out, because I was wondering where that came from with the vulnerability card. And the fire card, there's definitely lots of fire energy, because transformation needs fire to like light it, you know, to ignite whatever your change is. So, and this is all about spirit to me, you know, like the inner spirit, your soul, you know, your calling of your soul, of what your soul needs next. This is not just like, oh, you know, I want to do something fun and not have a direction. Like, your soul is hungry for something. And I think you should like just maybe sitting in silence and closing your eyes for a minute, just to like let your intuition take over the mind chatter, like I've been saying for every reading. And this is all about focus and loving yourself, really being caring and understanding to yourself, nurturing yourself, just like you would talk to somebody who was in like a very vulnerable state. Like, if just the way you would nurture them, nurture yourself. You know, take that advice that you would give somebody else if you saw them in this situation, and say the same thing for yourself. But this is all about self-growth to me, and that seems to be a theme for everyone here. So let's move on to how you move through this through intellect and communication. You have the abundance, the high priestess in reverse, and your wishes are coming true. And I definitely think it's just a matter of mindset. Vulnerability again. I have two, this is like a double deck. I have two sets in one. It's vulnerability again. I definitely feel like putting your heart out there, wearing your heart on your sleeve, allowing yourself to be vulnerable so you can have, people can help you. You know, it's not only about people, but I just definitely think like putting your heart on your sleeve, I think it's like being vulnerable creates like a crazy shift in your identity, because the ego has stepped aside for a minute and it's just raw energy. This is just raw intuition, raw self, true self, really wanting to find your true self, and you're not allowing that ego to drive you in a direction that may not be appropriate for you right now. And right now it's like maybe the vulnerability will create abundance for you, because that energy is so raw and pure, and the only thing you're thinking about right now maybe is survival in this transition period of finding your new identity. And that's a really good place to be, although it might be scary. That's why I say find your tribe, find some support that might help you, whether it's therapy or healing modalities or just your friends, or just a friend. Don't do it alone if you don't have to. Let's pull one more. The passage again. Okay. You got two passages and two vulnerabilities. And I think I'm going to read what this means, because I want to make sure that I'm delivering it right. I have this little booklet. I normally don't read the booklets to these, but I just like they're short and sweet. And I would rather just tell you straight up what you need to hear from it instead of making it up. If I could find it. Passage. Where are you? Here. May come after a loss. This is a transformation or a transition period. You may still feel darkness from having to let go of something that you love, but there is a promise for hope and light. So it is about letting go of the old you, of the old way of thinking, of the old way of doing and being, and allowing yourself to move forward, and just knowing that you're going to be taken care of, knowing that something good is going to come out of it. But just being in that period of loss, you know, and it is a loss to lose who you thought you were, you know, for the ego to shatter in a million pieces. That is a huge loss, and life to shatter in a million pieces because of what's going on in the world. I mean, how scary is that? Like, it can be invigorating in a lot of ways to restructure how you think and come back to basics and respect and honor and appreciate the simple things in life. Or, you know, maybe having the time to find true self, which I think this is happening here. There's been a lot of time to think about who you are, what you've done, what you want, how you want to leave the world, you know. Like, there's many different ways to look at this, but you know, it's a dark time and you're coming out of it. Just know that you're going to come out of it okay. And be okay with being vulnerable, and asking for help or receiving help is key. So perseverance, I think that you're definitely moving on with that, like 10 of Wands energy. It's like you're climbing, you know, I think the original one's like the person's climbing up the mountain. I think that's the one, I forget offhand, but I think that there's this like soul journey, the spirit journey that you're on, and really trying to create something, to create you, and to restructure yourself in a very beautiful way that resonates really with you, that really makes you feel like it's your true life's purpose. And just keep going. In the recommendation of what I'm saying, I suggest that you just keep going. Don't just stop. Be patient with yourself in the process, because sometimes perseverance takes a long time to grasp. Like, just keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. Yeah, feeling held. I looked at this today because it came out and this one. And the sun. The sun just popped out. I think you're going in the right direction. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's beautiful. It's like sunny days ahead. What you're doing is so exactly where you're supposed to be. Just be patient with yourself. See it through. Work on releasing some things that don't serve you anymore. Letting go of the past is key here. This is the held card. You are being held. Whether it's from learning how to hold yourself and how to nurture yourself in a different way than you have before, or asking somebody for help, like asking for support so you feel safe in this journey. You know, I think that's the most important thing. So I'm going to move on to here, which is the Six of Cups, the path, and letting go, and kindness. Kindreds. This is all about kindred spirits. I'm also going to read this one too, just because I forget what it said. They're fairly new cards, so bear with me here. I know a lot of them now, but it still takes a lot to learn. If I could find them, that would be great. It's got to be here. Yes. Last time. Okay, here we go. The closest of friends that reflect your goodness and values, those you trust with all, and let you be you. A reminder to give those friendships time and space in your life. So spending time with loved ones might benefit you and them. So I highly recommend that. Might help you let go and release the past. Maybe you can reflect with them about the past and then just let it go. Or maybe you need to speak about some stuff in the past to release some things with your tribe. So, and then I recommend you just look up and realize that there's a new path for you waiting, but you have to acknowledge it. Living in the past is not seeing what's ahead of you. She's like standing like 2 feet from the ladder and she's not seeing it. So letting go of the past, working through that, how to let go, whether you need to look on YouTube or a self-help book, something, friendships, like how to let go. I know it's hard to let go of stuff and it's hard to change that kind of stuff, especially if they've been ingrained forever in your brain, literally like more than half your life. It's hard to release, but it can be done for sure. I'm going to do one more and then clarify the full a little bit. Path. Bingo. Manifestation. You're definitely manifesting something with the full. That's the full card. Taking a new journey. Well, it's. I always get the full. I want to with this card. I don't know why, but I always mix this with the magician for some reason. Never in any other decks, but to me, because the magician's all about like mastery, like creating something, manifesting something. That to me is on your new journey. You are manifesting something, or you're at least planning it in your head. So I think it's interesting, but I always want to combine them too. But that is totally like, it's the rabbit, but it's totally very similar to magician energy, manifesting whatever you want and knowing that like no matter what the magician wants, they can manifest it. So you can too. So I'm just going to clarify the Fool. blind. Okay, this is exactly what I said. I looked this card up earlier because I got it twice as I was reshuffling my cards for my reading today. And the blind card is about closing off, like closing your eyes to be able to see other people's ways of doing something. This is all about the vulnerability card that I was talking to you about maybe letting other people in to help you through this. Kindred spirits, like really letting these people help you in understanding another way of thinking to help you, to push you through to the next stage. Because maybe you're just so stuck or trapped in like this old way of thinking, which literally keeps you like dated in your way of communicating, because you're thinking about old stuff or the things that you've learned so long ago that don't really match where you are today, honestly, these old patterns coming up. So this is blind. It means like I'm shutting my eyes off to what I'm saying, what I'm seeing for myself, and allowing others to come in and getting a different perspective on something through someone else's view. And I think that will really help you here with your peeps here, with your friends, and also on the Fool's journey, like going in and blindly and allowing others to help you, allowing other people's perspectives and experiences to at least help you structure something in your mind to help you push forward into this new journey, into this like new self-belief of yourself. These are all the same similar cards, being vulnerable, your kindred spirits, your tribe here, going in blind. It's all about working together with your friends. The worker bee, it's all about community, working together with somebody to help you through something. You don't have to do it alone. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm going to do one more clarification with the Fool here. Yeah, it's the failure card. And to me, this is not like failure, like just give up, I failed and I'm done. This is maybe how you were feeling in the past of not being able to, like you kind of stopped midway of blossoming into something because your belief system has shifted. So you don't feel like you're good enough to do it, or you didn't have the resources, or you weren't smart enough, or you weren't like, you had no direction. This is definitely more of the emotional part that we've spoke about earlier. But it's just it's a moth like to a flame kind of energy, but it's like they went into the flame and they burned. But that's not what this is meaning to me. This means like, I feel like it's like learning from that mistake. And maybe that's what you need to learn from someone else. Hearing other people's journeys may allow you not to run into the flame, into the light when you're a moth, like this moth energy. It's like really listening to somebody else's experiences might help you not make that mistake. Maybe that's what this is saying, because it's on top of the blind card and the Fool, taking this new journey, like blinding yourself from what you think and what you see, and allowing help from others. They might help you not be able to feel like a failure, not that you will fail, but I'm hoping I'm like structuring this right or verbalizing this right. But it's I think this is coming through as like, listen to others and their experiences or their advice with something. Maybe it will help you kind of go around the flame instead of into the flame. That was a very long description for a very short explanation. So I'll do one more for the center just to have a better understanding. Transformation. There's a lot of transformation here in general, a lot of manifesting, a lot of transformation in your life. I think just literally it's like a butterfly or a moth, like from a caterpillar to a moth. Like you're literally re-transforming, like completely shifting into something completely new and different. But carrying with you all of your experience and knowledge over the past from birth on. And really identifying with yourself in a very clear, precise, different way. And I love that. I think that's really beautiful. It's a lot of work. Working on yourself like that. But it's worth it, right? I mean, what are we here to do? Other than to have experiences and enjoy life, we're here to also learn and have the soul be on a human journey and really learn as much as we can about, experiences and how to evolve in a higher vibrational atmosphere or plane. So that I love. I'm going to do these self-care, they're not self-help, self-care cards. And already the intuition one came out, going with your gut more instead of the head. Create art. I did say something before, like with the astrological stuff, about like creating, writing, being creative, learning something new, fixing your house. This doesn't mean like just creating art. If you're an artist, that this may resonate with you, but this is more about like maybe cleaning your space out and redecorating, repainting, just like releasing. I love doing that just because it makes me feel like a whole new restructure of the house makes me feel better. But just being creative in your space, maybe your house, just from what I heard from your forecast for the month of March. But yeah, I think that it could either be fixing the house or just being creative in general, or being creative in the way you want to do this. Make it a little bit more fun, because it is a lot of work. It's hard work, and it can be daunting sometimes. But overall, it's chanting, meditating. I think in order to find tuition, like I said before with the intuition card, I'm doing this exercise right now. I'm in a psychic development class, and we're doing where we sit for 15-20 minutes, and for the first like 7 to 11 12 minutes, it's all the mind chatter and the mind taking over and like racing, like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then all of a sudden, like you don't know what's happening, and all of a sudden you're into this like, oh my god, I have these aha moments. It's the intuition literally replacing the mind chatter, and these aha moments like, oh, I have clarity now on this. Like you'll notice the switch if you try that. You'll just notice it. And I think meditating and sitting still, even if you don't have to meditate, you just sit in a chair in silence with your eyes closed, no interruption for 15-20 minutes. That's all you have to do. You don't have to chant like chanting, but this is just me to meditating. It just went with the intuition card because of the exercise that I've been doing. It's crazy how it works, and it really gives you answers that you need to help you guide you in your way here. So we'll do a couple more just because there's a lot of people here. Journal, writing, learning, being creative, singing, journaling is in your forecast for the month. So I highly recommend if you want to brainstorm on things that you want to let go of maybe, and then burning them in a fire, or just manifesting things that you want, just writing them down on a piece of paper. For the new moon and the full moon, you can do that maybe if that stuff is interesting to you. Connecting with your ancestors. Could also be your kindred spirits, but I do think about going to your roots, but connecting with your ancestors is just being into it, bringing your intuition to play. You know, this is literally like a tree and like flowers, and like it's literally connected to her third eye, which is all about her intuition. So I think with maybe the sitting the 15-20 minutes, that will bring your intuition up and the noise down, and that is connecting to your true self, to your like to everything that you exist, how you exist. You know, it's bringing you back to your ancestors or to your roots. And at the bottom of the deck, dance. I always love this because it just means like have a little bit more fun. You need to have some more fun and release some of this energy to make space for this calm state and also new energy. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope I covered a little bit. I like to be bold in the way I speak, so please don't take offense to that. I'm just very forward with the way I speak. But if this resonated with you and you like the readings, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I would love to keep going with this. And I think I'll just get better and better as the months go by, the more readings that I do. On camera, it's very different than doing it in person. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support, and I will see you soon.